And that right there was One Summer's Day within the movie Spirited Away, written again by a super famous Japanese studio known as Studio Ghibli. So if you get the chance, go listen to the actual arrangement. I'll make sure it's in the description. So it's not a hard piece, it's just one that needs a lot of resonance. It needs a lot of space and it needs full clarity to play it. There's a lot of different chord shapes, but they're not too hard once you just start practicing and getting used to them. So let's zoom into the ukulele and let's see how to play this thing. So starting off, we need to know the structure of the song. So we have our intro, then we'll go to an A section, B section, and then a C section, okay? So intro is pretty easy. What we have is... And that's our intro right there. So the first chord is going to be an A minor 7, which is just my index finger on the 5th fret of the G. I skip a fret, put my ring finger on the 7th fret of the C. Then my index finger is going to hold the 5th fret of the E as a bar. And then my pinky finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the A. So it's 5, 7, 5 with the index finger again and 7. That's my A minor 7, no buzz. Then I'm going to slide my ring finger to the 4th fret right over here. Middle finger right above it. And then my index finger is going to bar the 3rd fret of the E and the A. And that's a C major 7. Alright, so A minor 7, C major 7. Then I take this exact same shape, push it down 2 frets, so now it's 2, 2, 1, 1. That's a B flat major 7. So exact same shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, push it down, 1, 2. Then I change to this D6 9 chord. Alright, so when I'm on this B flat major 7, I hold it for 2 beats. 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this D6 9, all it is my index finger on the 4th fret of the G, the 4th fret of the C, and then my middle finger is squishing itself on the 5th fret of the E and A. So 4, 4, 5, 5. Okay? So after that, B flat major 7, 1, 2, D6 9, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the whole thing will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and now to our A section. So we start off with a chord that looks similar to this C major 7, but what I do is I take my middle finger up, so now it's barring across all these 3 strings, the C, E, and A string, okay? And then my index finger is on the 4th fret of the G, right there. So this is called an F major 7 sharp 11. Yep, we're gonna have crazy names, but that's okay. These are actual chord names. And there is a method to how to name them, but that's beyond what we want to be able to do. But if you pursue music further, you'll be able to understand why chords are called F major 7 sharp 11s and A minor 11s and all of that. And then once we have this shape, we add our pinky to the 7th fret of the A string. Okay? So it's gonna be 4, 5, 5, 7. And then we start off by strumming the first 3 strings, the G to the E. We go 1, da, 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 da. Alright, so that ta ta, I go to 5, 7. So 1 and 2 and 3, 5, 7, which is my middle finger still holding that 5th fret on the A string. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then my pinky finger goes up high to the 12th fret of the A. Then it comes back to the 7th fret of the A string, but this time I'm not going to put my index finger all the way up. I'm going to drop it down so that my index finger is holding the 5, 5, and then my pinky's on the 7, and I strum from the G string. Alright, so strum, then I move my pinky. Alright, so strum, da da, and I play that 5 twice. Da da da. Alright, so it's going to be da 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 da, strum da da dum dum. And this chord over here is called an F major 9. Okay? Right there. So it's F major 7 sharp 11 da da da, F major 9 9. Then after I do that double 5, da 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 do dum, I go up to the E string and then the A string. Do dum da 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 do dum. So from that F major 7 sharp 11, then our next chord, A minor 11. So it's just an A minor, but now I'm going to hold it with my index finger. This is going to be a stretchy chord, and my pinky is going to be on the 5th fret of the A. So I strum from the G to the E again, and then I start playing my melody on top. So, and do that same move of going back and then coming back forward. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and this time I go to the 10th fret. So the first time was 12, now I'm going 10. Alright, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then after my pinky finger goes to the 10th fret, I come down to the 5th fret with my pinky finger, and this is just a regular C chord. It's a C with this note over here, which you would call a C add 9, but for now let's just call it a C chord. And what I do is, I strum it once, then I take the melody notes down to the 3rd fret, 2nd fret, and then back to the 3rd fret. So, da, 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 da. Alright, so that goes. Even slower, A minor 11. Alright, let's do that top line of the A section, starting from that F major 7 sharp 11. We have. Alright, so we go to our next few chords and we do a lead up, going to a D minor 9. We're going to play 0, 2 with our ring finger. Alright, so 0, 2, then we slide it to the 3rd fret, and we put our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G, pinky finger, 4th fret of the C, index finger, 1st fret of the E. Alright, so it's going to be 2, 4, 1, 3, finger 1 on the 1st fret, finger 2 on the 2nd fret, finger 3 on the 3rd fret, finger 4 on the 4th fret, but they're on different notes. So the index finger is on the 1st fret of the E, middle finger, 2nd fret of the G, ring finger, 3rd fret of the A, pinky finger, 4th fret of the C. A bit of a spread out chord right there. This is called a D minor 9. So we lead up to it with that 0, 2. So practice that one a lot so you get really used to that shape. Alright. Da, da, da. Then we'll stay on that melody note. We're going to go da da, 1 and 2 and 3. On that 3rd beat, we change to a D minor 7. So what I'm doing there is, the only 2 fingers that are moving are my ring and pinky. My middle and index stay where they are. I remove my ring and pinky, put my ring finger underneath my middle finger, so now it's on the second fret of the C, and my pinky finger goes to where my ring finger was, right there, on the third fret of the A. Alright, so it's gonna be D minor 9, D minor 7. So pinky just takes where the ring finger was, and ring finger goes right underneath the middle finger. So from that lead up, da 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 da, slowly. 1 and 2 and 3, da da. Then I do that move again, da da. Then I slide it forward again. And what I have right there is a C add 9. So that's my index finger on the second fret of the C, ring finger on the third fret of the A. And I stay in that melody note. Da, 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 da. Then I strum it, but with my middle finger right behind on the second fret of the A string. And then I come back that note. So da da, 1 and 2 and 3 and again from that C add 9. Da 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 da. Let's take it from that D minor 9. So with that ring finger lead up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and one more time. Then I do it a third time, but this time we're going to go to a F minor 9. And all that is my ring finger is barring the C, E, and A on the third fret, and my index finger is playing the G string on the first fret. So I do that lead up again. And when I say lead up, it means a couple of notes leading up to the chord. So da da, 1 and 2 and on that third beat, I keep my index finger there. My ring finger just rolls up to the C string on the third fret, and I let go of the E string so it can be held by my index finger, and then my pinky finger plays the third fret of the A. So the only thing that changed is I'm just not playing that third fret of the E anymore. It's being held by my index finger. Alright, that's called an F minor 7. So we have F minor 9. Alright. 1 and 2 and 3 and that and I slide to the 10th fret of the A with my pinky. 1 and 2 and F minor 7. Then I go to the 8th fret of the A string and slide it to the 6th, from the 8 to the 6 with my pinky. And I set up for this final chord here, and that's called a G7 sus flat 9. Oh my goodness. So G7 sus flat 9. And what I'm doing there is my pinky's on the 5th fret. That's why I really want to use it at the bottom, so because it helps me set up the next chord. So pinky on the 5th fret of the A, middle finger on the 5th fret of the G, ring finger on the 5th fret of the C, and the only finger that's on a different fret is the index finger on the 4th fret of the E. Alright, so it's 5, 5, 4, 5. So you really have to get that twist on your wrist if you want to be able to fit it. If you have it like this, it's not going to be a bit harder to get a clean sound, okay? So, F minor 9, slide, set it up. Then our final chord, that's going to be our G7 flat 9. So this one was a G7 sus flat 9. This one is a G7 9. And all I'm doing is barring the entire 4th fret with my index finger, put my middle finger on the 5th fret of the C string. Then my pinky finger is going to be on the 7th fret of the A string. Alright, and I'm going to strum that. That's my G7 flat 9. So I strum everything. Then I push my pinky finger 1 fret forward to the 8th fret of the A. Alright, and that's going to take us to our B section. That's our lead up to the B section. And our B section is, we push the bar to the 5th fret, and then our pinky finger to the 10th fret of the A string. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces in between. Alright, and this is the beginning of our B section. This is called an F add 9. So from that last chord in the A section. Alright. Alright, so let's take it from that F minor 9. So we have that lead up. Slide, slide back. G7 sus flat 9. Alright, and right there we're in the B section. Again from that F minor 9. And let those notes ring. Alright, so now let's take it from our D minor 9, that second line in the A section. We have 1 and 2 and 3, C add 9, 2 and 3, and F minor 9, lead up. Let's do it again, but a lot slower, from the D minor 9. And just so, in case you're finding this really hard, although I don't really want you to use it just yet, there's an easy version. Wherever your pinky finger is, you can actually just keep your pinky finger there, put your index finger on the 8th fret of the E, middle finger on the 9th fret of the C. Then you could strum those 3 from the C string, and that's the same as this beginning chord of the B section, which is an F add 9. You've probably heard me say F9, and that's... the real name is F add 9, but I'll be saying F9 sometimes to mix it up, okay? But it's still the same chord. So instead of using this one, you can also go, and it's the exact same chord, okay? So whichever one works for you, but really try to get those stretchy ones because they're going to help you get a lot better. All right, let's take it from the beginning of the A section. So we have... A minor 11, D minor 9, and that's our A section. Slow it down, really take time on it. Once you get the A section, a lot of things will really get a bit easier, okay? So get used to those chord shapes. It just needs a little bit of practice and concentration. All right, so in that B section, we have here, ba, ba. We play that melody note twice, whether you choose the easy version or the regular version. And then we play again, so 1 and 2 and, all right, so 1 and 2 and then I'll push my bar 1 back, my pinky finger stays, my index finger goes to the 4th fret, and this is now called an E7 sharp 9. All right, so 1 and 2 and 3, then I bring my pinky finger back to the 8th fret of the A. You can use your ring finger or you can use your pinky finger as well. I would use my pinky finger, but I'm comfortable changing between both. So I'm just bringing that melody note down. All right, so 10, 8, 7, 5, 10, 8, 7, 5. Then I just go to this A minor 11, the same one we had before. So pinky finger on the 5th fret, index finger on the 2nd fret of the G, and pinky on the 5th fret of the A. And I slide it forward to the 7th fret. And then I come to the 3rd fret with my pinky still. But you can also use your index finger, whichever one works for you, just make sure you're there. When I slide that 7th fret, I've let go of that index finger, alright? You don't need to have it down the entire time. Then 3rd fret. So from that F9, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Alright, so after I get to that C note. I play it again from the C string, just letting my thumb fall. C, E, A. Don't play. Don't pluck it out. Let your thumb fall. That's a technique right there. Then I go to this next chord, a G minor 7, which is just my index finger barring the first fret of the E and A, middle finger on the second fret of the C. Alright, so... And then I slide my middle finger to the fourth fret of the C and I bar the entire third fret. That's called a C7. Alright, so... Notice how my middle finger didn't come out. Helps me be efficient with those moves. Alright, so that B section so far. 2 and 3. Then I do that same lead up with my pinky from the 7 to the 8. And then I repeat the exact same thing, but now I'm going to hold that melody note a little bit more. I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm playing it every time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Whereas the first time we did 1 and rest and... Alright, but now the second time we're going 1 and 2 and 3 and on that 3 we move it back, that E7 flat 9. Now if you wanted the easier version of that E7 flat 9, which would be from this F9 here, 1 and 2 and I just push my middle finger and my index finger back and I keep my pinky finger where it is and I strum it again from the C string. That's the easy version. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you just have to get those melody notes. I would use my ring finger on the 8, index finger on the 7, index finger on the 5. Alright, so from that first line of the B section, here's B section, rest. And the second time I don't go. Instead of that, I go. I keep my pinky finger right over there on the 7th fret. So then I just go nice and slow from the C to the A string. So you could even let go of your index finger there. Then I have another lead up that's going to take me to this D7 chord. Okay. So far for that B section. F9. Quick move, transition, pinky leads, slow it down, and I land here on this D9 chord, not a D7. D7 is coming afterwards. So this D9 is index finger barring the 2nd fret of the G, C, and E string, then my pinky finger playing the 7th fret of the A. Alright, so lead it up. So notice how my pinky finger is just moving. So 3, 5, 7. Alright, so strum, C string, E string, I let go. So it's playing the 0 on the A string. Then I put my middle finger on the 3rd fret of the A string and my index finger still barring the whole 2nd fret. And that's a D7. So D9, pick, let go, D7. Again, release, D7. Okay. And the easier version of that B section would be push the middle and index back. Same move, transition, C7. Now to that D7, you do the same move, but then you take that shape there. So whenever you have this big bar that's 1, 2, 3, 4 frets apart, just go to where your pinky is and then put that shape. Middle finger on the 6th fret of the C, index finger on the 5th fret on the E string. So C string, E string, release everything, and then this normal D7. So, easy version. Alright. Right there. And after you reach that D7, slide your middle finger to the 7th fret of the A, and you're going to put your ring finger on the 8th fret of the E, index finger on the 5th fret of the C. So 5, 8, 7. And you can strum it from the top. That's called an F major 9. Another F major 9. Alright, so D9, release, D7, F major 9. And what I do there is I strum the whole chord. I go to the C string on the 5th fret. Then I play the 8th fret of the A string. Alright, so C string, 8th fret. You can use your ring finger or your pinky as long as you get it clear. Then back to the C string. And then I let go of my middle and ring fingers and just bar on the 5th fret of this E, C, E, and A string. So that means the G string is open. Alright, so D9, D7, F major 9, and that's called an F6 9 when I just bar on the 5th fret of the E, C, E, and A string. Alright, again from that D9, lead it up. Slide. Then I do the same move again, same lead up. So I'm going to use my middle finger on the 3rd fret, pinky finger on the 5th fret, then back that D9. Then D7 again, and then I finish on this chord, a D minor. Alright, and you can strum the whole thing or you can strum it from the C string, it's okay. So you strum it once, then you start arpeggiating. Whenever I say arpeggiate, it just means you play the individual notes of the chord. So strum, I arpeggiate it from the C string all the way down to the A string. Then I finish on a single pluck on the C string. And this D minor chord is the same as this D minor, except we're not holding that middle finger. Just putting my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the C, index finger, 1st fret E, and then nothing on the A string. Alright, so that's second half of the B section with that D9 lead up. F major 9, F6 9. Repeat. Alright, and if I wanted to use the easier chords, release, D7. And the easy D9 again. Alright. Now let's go again from the F add 9. I'm going to do it from the lead up, which is the ending of the A section. So that G7 flat 9. Arpeggiate. Walk that D9. F major 9. F6 9. Finish with that D minor. One more time, but now using the easier chord shapes. And one thing you'll notice about that B section, there's a lot of repetition. Like we're playing that F add 9, E7 sharp 9 twice. We're playing that D9 to the D7 twice. So once you get used to the big shapes, it becomes easier because you're literally doing it twice. Alright? So let's go for that walk up. Easy version, F9, first time. Second F9. Keep playing that melody. Easy D9. Release D7. Second time on that D9. D minor to finish. Alright, now let's take it really slow from the whole A section to the B section. So starting with that F major 7 sharp 11. 3, go. D9, minor 9. C at 9. F minor 9. Walk up, B section. Second time D9. Second D9 now. I meant to say F major 9 before. Then we get into our final section, our C section. Very strong melody, but once again, a lot of repetitions. Even though the song may feel like, whoa, there's so much going on, you're repeating a lot of it. You're literally repeating sections twice, and then the second time there's always just a slight variation, all right? So that C section starts off with nice easy chord shapes. Then just repeat. Alright, so it's a lot of repetition right there. So we start off with a walk up to our A minor. So I play 0, 2, then I put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A, index finger on the 2nd fret of the G, strum the whole thing. Alright, so strum it, then play the ring finger again. Then put your pinky finger on the 5th fret of the A string. Then you come back to that ring finger. So we're just moving that melody. Then a regular E minor, which is just stairs. Ring finger 4th fret of the C, middle finger 3rd fret of the E, index finger 1st fret of the A. E minor. Then we just arpeggiate it, play the C string and the E string. Alright, so strum it, arpeggiate it. Then we go to a nice easy F chord. You can strum the whole thing, that would make it an F9, another F9, or you can strum it from the C string, which is just now your index finger on the 1st fret of the E string. Strum the whole thing from the C string, or from the A, or from the G string, whichever works for you. We move that melody. So we strum it, we play the A string again after the strum. Then put your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E, then go back to the index finger on the 1st fret. And notice how I didn't remove it, because I'm coming back to it. Whenever you come back to a note, don't remove it, okay? And then I put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and I strum it from the G string up until there. And that makes a C chord, just a C power chord. Alright? E minor, F, ring finger for that C chord. Then I start my next section with a C minor, which is just I keep that ring finger there where it was for that C chord, but I put my middle finger right above it on the 3rd fret of the E string. Alright, I lead up to it with playing this ring finger again on the 3rd fret of the E. Then I put my middle finger there, so it's like. Alright, so I lead up to it with that note. Da, da. Then I move the melody. Notice how I'm finishing on that E string, okay? Then I go to the 1st fret of the E string with my index finger. Play it twice. Then I play my middle finger again. And then I push it back. Alright? And right there, I'm in a D minor 11 chord. You can strum it from that G string to make a D minor 11. Again, C minor, D minor 11. And then I let go, and then I just play the open C string, and then first fret on the E string. Alright, so after that C minor, so up to that C minor, let go, and right here we have a G augmented, which is just my ring finger again on that third fret of the E string, but now my index finger is going to come onto the first fret of the E string. Alright, so I go strum G augmented, pinky on the fourth fret of the E, and then I push my index finger forward to the second fret, and I'm making half a G shape. Alright. Strum it from that G string. So when I hit that C minor, I'm generally just staying from that G to the E string. So, does C minor, G augmented, pinky, fourth fret of the E, then half a G chord. Then I literally just repeat the exact same thing. So, with the same lead up, E minor, F, the C minor again. But the second time I do something different. Alright, so let's take that C section from the top leading up to that A minor. We have E minor, F, C, C minor, release, G augmented, G. Then leading up that second part of the C section, I'm going to strum the whole broken G. So that's with the open A. Then I put my middle finger on that second fret of the A strings. The same thing as, but now with a full chord. Alright? So at the end of it all, I should have a full G shape. Then repeat second half of the C. Lead to the C minor. So what I do there, after that second C minor, D minor 11, I have a different melody, so it slightly changes. I play the third fret of the E to the fourth fret of the E with my ring and pinky. Then I land on this B flat minor 7, which is just the first fret barred with your index finger. Alright, the whole first fret. So I strum that, then play the pinky on the fourth fret of the E twice. Then I go to the third fret of the E, then back to the fourth fret, but this time with my ring finger sliding, and I strum it from the G to the E string. Alright, so it's gonna go from the second C minor, ring, pinky, B flat minor 7, pinky, pinky, ring, then slide my ring forward to that fourth fret. Alright, if you slide that ring finger there, it'll help you for the third part of the C section. Alright, makes it a little bit easier. Again, C minor, B flat minor 7, ring finger there. And this is called a C7 sharp 5. Don't ask about the names. Alright? C7 sharp 5. And we're almost at the end. We just have one more line left. And what I do there is another walk up, and we're going to lead it up to an F minor 9. And how I do that walk up is with my ring finger on the fourth fret of the E, I just play right behind it. I play a 3-4 on the E string, 3-4, then index finger first fret of the A, da da da, 3-4-1, 3-4-1. Then I slide my index finger to the third fret of the A, and I make stairs going up. This is called an F minor 9, another F minor. So many Fs. So that's just index finger, third fret of the A, middle finger, fourth fret of the E, ring finger, fifth fret of the C. So it's exactly the same shape as an E minor, except I push it forward, starting from the third fret. Alright, so, And use those fingers to set up your chord shapes. That's why I'm putting my ring finger on the 4th fret. So when I go behind, I'm coming back to it. And then I arpeggiate that, alright? The way I arpeggiate it is, I go C, E, then to the G. I don't go to that A string. So I strum the whole thing, C, E, G. Alright. So let's take it from the second half of the C section, starting from that G. E minor, F, C, C minor, D minor 11, push it forward, C7 sharp 5, walk it up to that F minor 9. Again, without me saying anything. So let's try that whole C section. Walk up to the F minor 9. Alright. And now to keep it going, after F minor 9, we arpeggiate it. We go to this A flat over E flat chord. That's a complicated name, but all it is a G chord pushed 1 fret forward. So it'll be 3, 4, 3. So this is my F minor 9. Where I'm holding my ring and index finger, I still want those two notes. So I put my ring finger where my middle finger is, and I put my middle finger where my index finger is, and then my index finger comes to the 3rd fret of the C string. So it's a G shape, but just with those two notes still held from that F minor 9. So from that walk up, F minor 9, and then it's I'll call it an A flat chord just for ease, but it's an A flat over E flat. Alright, so. Then I arpeggiate it after I strum it. I arpeggiate it again from the C to the E string, but then I quickly go to the 1st fret of the A and with my index finger, and then I'm gonna hold this next chord shape. Alright, so F minor 9, arpeggiate, A flat, lead up to this D minor 7 flat 5. And all that is index finger on the 1st fret of the G, ring finger 2nd fret of the C, middle finger 1st fret of the E. So it already looks like another G shape just all the way up and the tunnel on the 1st fret. Then my pinky finger is going to go to the 3rd fret of the A. Alright, so lead up to that D minor 7 flat 5. Alright, and an easy way to also think about it is after you play that index finger on the 1st fret, think of it as I need to get it all the way up so I can hold that chord. If you can think of it like that, it allows you to get to that chord shape quickly. Alright, so 1, 2, 1, 3. And then when I'm on this D minor 7 flat 5, I arpeggiate it starting on the C string again. All these arpeggios are pretty much starting from the C string. So C, E, but then I go all the way up to the G and then all the way down to the A. So strange arpeggiation. Alright. C, E, G, A. So from that, walk up to the F minor 9, nice and slow. Shoot up. D minor 7, flat 5, top, bottom. Then I strum that D minor 7 flat 5 the way it is. Then I push my pinky finger back to the 2nd fret. I strum it again. Then I go back to the pinky finger being on the 3rd fret of the A. So first strum, 1, 2nd strum, push back, 3rd strum, push forward again. So 1, 2, 3. And then my ring and pinky finger will stay on the strings. They'll push all the way to the 5th fret, creating a tunnel between them on the C and A string. And the E string is going to have my index finger on the 3rd fret of the E. Alright, and this is another type of G7 chord. So, 1, 2, 3, slide, index finger. That's my G7 chord from top to bottom. Then I arpeggiate from top to bottom, from the G to the A. Alright. Alright, let's take it from that walk up to the F minor 9. Arpeggiate, A flat, bottom string, strange arpeggiation. 1, 2, 3, push 4 to that G7, top to bottom. One more time. Alright, so after I do that arpeggio in the G7, I play that G string again, and then I slide from the 2nd to the 3rd fret on the A string. Alright? Then I go back again to the 2nd fret, and it's going to lead up to our next chord. An F major 7, flat 5. And all that is my middle finger on, it's kind of like the first chord we started off with, that F major 7 sharp 11 in the beginning of the A section, except slightly different fingering. So middle finger on the 4th fret of the G string, ring finger on the 5th fret of the C, nothing on the E string. So 4, 5, 0, and that index finger, it's slid to that 3rd fret of the A, that's C note. That's my F major 7, flat 5. Really beautiful sounding. And that's the final chord of our C section. Then we begin our outro. It's still part of the C section, but let's call it an outro so it's easy to know where it is. C6-9 chord. So what I do there is 1, 2, and 3. My ring finger slides to the 4th fret of the C string, and 3 and 4, and then my index finger plays the 2nd fret of the C string, and then back to the 4th fret, and 3 and 4, da 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 da. Then pinky plays the 5th fret of the E string, then back to the 4th fret of the C. So, alright. Then I begin the second part, that second melody, with pinky finger on the 5th fret of the E. So, and 1 and 2. I play it 4 times, and 1 and 2. Then I go to the 3rd fret of the E string and back to the 5th fret of the E. And 1 and 2, 3, 5. Then I go underneath to the 5th on the A string. Then the 2nd on the A string. Then 5th on the E string. So I climb. Then I finish on that chord right there. Woo! This is a C6-9 chord. So bar the whole 2nd fret with your index finger, and then play the 3rd fret of the E and A string. Alright, so 2, 2, 3, 3. So from that outro, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, pinky, ring, and 1, and 2, ring, pinky. Alright. Do, da, do, da. Try really get on time on those beats, okay? So, F major 7 flat 5, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And let it ring really Resonansin. Alright? So let's take it from that lead up of the F minor 9 all the way to the end. Ready? Go. A flat. D minor 7, flat 5, top, bottom. G7, top to bottom. Slide, F major 7, flat 5. And through and 3, da dum, da da dum, da 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 da. Alright, so let's take it from the second half of the C section. So we're gonna go from that broken G, alright, into that A minor. Let's go for it. Slow. E minor. F. C. C minor. D minor 11. C minor, D minor 11, push the melody forward, B flat. Here we go, walk up to the F9, F minor 9. Top, bottom. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Alright, let's take it from the whole C section. So starting with that walk up to the regular A minor. That da 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 da. Let's go. First C minor. G augmented, broken G. Second half of the A section. C minor again. But push the melody forward. Here we go. B flat minor 7. C7 sharp 5. Walk. Top, bottom. 'Alright, let's take it one more time for the C section, a little bit slower. 3, go. Let's take it from the B section, starting off with that F add 9, but let's go from the lead up of the end of the A section, that, then the F9 right there, alright? Ready? Slow. Use the easy or the hard version, whichever works for you. Arpeggio. Repeat. D minor, C section, second time, push forward, top, bottom, strum, 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 push, final chord. Alright, let's try it again from the B section, but now with the easier F add 9. Ready? From that lead up? 3, go. Easy D9, release D7. C section. Alright, let's take it one time from the A section all the way to the end, and then we'll take it from the intro all the way to the end. A section, here we go. 2, 3. D minor 9, ring finger. Slide. Let's walk. D9, F major 9, F6 9. Small mistake there, it's okay. C section. Shoot the index finger up. Outro. Alright, let's take it from the intro. One major tip I want to give you is to really be able to play the song well, you want to have the melody in your head. Then your brain will eventually be able to connect those notes, what you are hearing or what you want to hear, onto the ukulele, okay? So da 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 do do da 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 da, because it's very melodious. That's how you really want to be able to think about this. Not just, okay, let me go here, let me go here, let me go here, okay? Have that melody in your mind. That's the trick to being able to play these songs really well. Just have the melody in your head. All right, let's take it from the intro. Remind yourself, we have that A minor 7. 3, go. 2, push. 2, 3, A section. Alright, and that right there is One Summer's Day. Super beautiful, super well-known piece. It might seem like it's a lot, but it really isn't, because there's a lot of stuff that keeps repeating over and over. You have the same chords coming over and over again, but then the second time they come through, there's a slight change. But what you really want to focus on in this piece is the emotion, the resonance. Make sure those notes ring. Alright, you really want to hear them ringing all the way through. Don't just let go, play one chord, next chord. The songs that do want that style, but not this one, okay? So make sure it's resonant. Get every last drop of that note and make sure it really decays naturally. You don't want it to buzz, you want it to be really clear. That's the trick for being able to get this song. So practice it, you'll be able to get it far quicker. And here's the most important tip when it comes to pieces like this. You want to be able to sing the melody. If the melody's in your head, your brain will know that, all right, I need to go here, I need to come here. And then it's just a matter of filling in those notes with the actual chords and forming that harmony. And that is the trick. I remember the first time when I was in high school and my deputy headmaster who saw me learning how to solo on guitar, he was like, right, the trick is you want to be able to hear what you're going to play. You want to be able to replicate what you're hearing and then be able to put it down. And that's how you learn lead guitar. And in this case, we're learning chord and lead. We're putting them both together. So really have that melody in your head and it'll make everything far easier. All right. Have fun practicing it. Listen to the actual piece. And if you want to practice, you can actually play this with the original piece. I made sure it was exactly the same, except I've skipped verse 1 just so it can become shorter. So it goes intro, verse 1, that's one I've not shown you, and then it goes verse 2, and then just keep going through, and it takes you to halfway through the piece. Practice it yourself, and then play with the original piece. All right, grade 6s, have fun practicing.